Creative Magic Club.
What's up? This is Sarah Mack and welcome to Creative Magic Club. Together we'll discover inspirational stories of creative entrepreneurs living out their dreams, doing the work they are most passionate about, and building wealth in magical and fun ways. While building a six-figure income as a writer and coach, helping other women to launch their dream businesses, I've connected with so many incredible people and seen it proven again and again that you can thrive financially doing whatever it is you are passionate about. I'm here to share life-changing strategies for mindset, making money, and reaching more people with your work in a business and life filled with creativity, freedom, and fun. Hi, welcome to the show. Sarah Mack here, and I'm very excited to share 3 things that will help you to more magically and effortlessly and powerfully attract and magnetize clients into your offer. And for sure these 3 things have made a difference for me. And the first one that I'm going to start with is more of a way to supercharge your sales and attract more people with even less effort when you are putting your work out there and selling and inviting people to enroll in your offer, whatever that is, whether it's a group program, one-on-one, a digital course, anything where you desire to have more clients. And that is to pick a program name that sells. And I love this one because, let's face it, you can call your program whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't matter. Names and titles aren't the most important thing when it comes to making an impact and serving people. But when you pick, a strategically on point offer name, what happens is it just effortlessly starts to sell itself, right? Because anywhere it's written, anytime you simply mention the program, if the title describes exactly what your ideal client is looking for, you're effortlessly already selling and pitching every time you simply mention your offer, or every time your client just sees this offer available in your content online. So obviously, to get to that clarity, you have to make sure that you're clear on your ideal client and exactly what you're offering and exactly what it helps them to get. And this is really important, is to make sure that the title speaks to their actual desire, and a desire that is specific to your client. If it's super broad and super wishy-washy that could speak to tons of people, then, just however you can be more specific is going to be more powerful, indirectly speaking to the people that you want to get the attention of. And sometimes we make the mistake of pitching to something that we know that they need, but maybe they haven't actually identified as something that they desire. So, make it easy. Every time you speak it, make sure it clearly communicates exactly what your program does for them. And all you need to do is just keep mentioning it. And that is, a complete sales sentence in itself often. So, here are some examples. My program name, Tell Stories That Sell, and then the tagline is to hit 5-figure months in your coaching business. It's very clear that helping people with marketing so that they can make more sales, so that they can hit their 5-figure month income goal. These are very specific skills and results that I know my ideal client is actively targeting and looking for ways to hit. My other offer, Freedom Club, the Freedom Club is a little bit more vague, but freedom is one of the key values that I lead in the way that I do business. So that's really important to communicate that. That is something that I know my ideal clients resonate with. And then hit 5 figures the fun way. So that, describes how I, encompasses how I take an intuitive, strategic approach to making money. And focus on mindset and alignment for creative entrepreneurs. And that really comes across in my branding, in the way that I present myself online, because I'm just being myself. So naturally, I attract people who resonate with my story and the way that I've done things. So the most important thing here is do not overthink it. I honestly don't think I've spent more than 10 minutes picking a program name. And I also know some people can get really in depth into this process, which is fine if that's fun for you, but it's not the most important thing. So as long as it is in the ballpark of something that your client desires, something that your client resonates with, is actively seeking, you know, it's going to be working for you, as opposed to leading you to have to explain more about what it is. So brainstorm this with your coach or with other entrepreneur friends. Don't overthink it. Don't waste too much time on this. This is just one little tweak that, you know, the more you say it, the more it can create interest in exactly what it is that people are looking for your help with. So the next two things that I want to share with you, I know for sure have held me back from welcoming more clients into my world. Well, this second one specifically, the third one, I've definitely seen it more with clients than I have for myself. But this next one is about defining an onboarding process. So what I mean by that is, like, what are all of the steps that your client will take when they say yes to work with you and they sign up and they enroll into your program or your offer? Because if you don't know how they're going to join the program, if you don't know how they're going to pay you, if you don't have a contract put together yet, or you haven't created a welcome email that, you know, explains how they can access the materials or access to you that they have paid for, that's creating a subconscious block for you to receive them, particularly if, you know, and usually these things don't take that much time, but they do take time, right? So if you haven't set aside the time to do this, if you haven't at least outlined what the steps are and have some type of an idea how you're going to do it and how long it's going to take, because I've launched plenty of things where I haven't done a lot of these things. And as soon as I get a client, you know, I sell my offers. As soon as I get clients that are interested and reaching out to me and are ready to buy, that will sometimes be the trigger for me to create some of this stuff. But, you know, if it's a new course or a new offer, or if there's a lot of content that needs to be ready when somebody is ready to buy, or even just like calendar links to be able to book in, if a lot of these things have resistance around them for you, or there are question marks, or you don't know how to do it, like you don't have that confidence that you could pull these things together in a short amount of time. If a client was like, I'm ready, like sign me up here, you know, how can I pay you? Then that can unconsciously block you from welcoming more clients into your program. So, you know, this is if you're trying something new, or you're doing something in a different way, or you're delivering things in a different way, or it's like a new way of offering a program. It's really important to get these things all lined up. And regardless, I would say that this is like just a good practice. When you start selling something, make sure all of these things are there and they're ready, because then you'll feel so good and so ready that energy just will translate to you being more magnetic to clients. Because it's, you know, it's kind of like that feeling of when you're inviting someone over to your house. If you know your house is a mess and you would kind of be embarrassed if they came in, you're just not going to invite them as openly, right? Like there'll be resistance for you to maybe even reaching out and having those conversations. So knowing that you have everything in order in the back end is going to give you that inspiration and that excitement to be out there inviting people over to come and play with you and come and join your program. So this is a really sneaky, like really impactful way that you can release some of that resistance to welcoming more clients into your business. And, you know, I hate doing some of this stuff. Like I hate doing contracts, and I hate doing like back end, like email campaigns and things like that. And there are certain things that, you know, I just want to do. Like I want to make sure that the contracts are good and they're done correctly. And, you know, that's really important to me. So I will do that, and pretty much everything else I will outsource and get my VA to help me with, because I just don't like doing that stuff. So there always has been this resistance around that for me, and I will tend to stall on doing some of this stuff and then realize that I'm halfway into a launch and I haven't done some of this stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is not helping. So just be aware of that. Make a list of the things that you know, just like walk it through step by step. If somebody reaches out, then what do you do next? What information do they require? links to any sales pages or just descriptions of what it is that they're signing up for, any links to apply, you know, defining your payment process. Like if you want to receive more money and more clients, make sure you're really clear on how they can pay you, and that is all set up and good to go and working, and you feel confident in that and it's all set up for you. You know, the welcome email, the deliverables, are the spaces ready? Like whether that's a group chat or, you know, however it is you're communicating with them, or a Facebook community, or, you know, where you're hosting your content, making those decisions and making sure that it's set up so that when your client is welcomed in and has questions about like, how do I start? You can actually answer them and you can begin delivering the work that they are paying you for. And of course, just making sure that you are really clear on your offer and that you've just defined exactly how and what you will deliver, and start getting the key pieces in place. And, you know, setting up the systems of delivery or the support people that you will start delegating some of these things to. Because if this stuff isn't known, if it isn't decided on, if you're not clear on it, and if you're not happy with it, then there'll be this little like niggling voice of fear and resistance in the back of your head that either something won't go well, you won't be able to follow through on your promise for your clients, or you're committing to following through on something that actually you're not happy with or you're not going to enjoy. So it's really important to be clear on these things. And that is gonna, again, shift your energy to actual genuine alignment and excitement to welcome people into your world, knowing and having been decisive around what that's gonna look like when they arrive. So the next point is a huge one. And, you know, particularly for those of you who are entrepreneurs who are transitioning. So, you know, I went through this when I was transitioning from writing copy for clients to launching and selling coaching programs, from doing work that was more time intensive in my schedule, like actually putting the words on pages for other clients, you know, while developing coaching programs and selling them. So, you know, if you're in any type of a transition where you have one way of bringing in income that you're phasing out because you are with the desire to create more freedom in your schedule and to create more money without spending more time working, then, you know, sometimes in those moments of transition, time availability in your schedule is a very real challenge for you. So if you don't have any room in your schedule for new clients, then know that this is blocking you from magically magnetizing more clients into your world. So there's a very easy workaround for this, which is to take your calendar and start blocking in the time that the new clients will start to fill, whether that's calls, whether that's content creation time for the program that you're selling. Sit down with your calendar, put actual time into it, allow yourself plenty of time, and then look at your calendar, because if you do that and then you're like, I don't want to live like this is too much, right? Know that you are blocking clients from coming in. You are resisting it because actually on a deep level, or maybe even a surface level, you don't desire that. And something gets to change, something gets to shift in order for there to be space for that dream way of working with people to come in, so that you can let go of some of those other more time consuming ways of making money. So this is huge. This is really important. And, you know, especially in those moments of transition, that's a time when you really get to let go of some things, even if it's for a temporary amount of time, so that you can develop those new income streams, so that you can let go of some of those old ones, you know, without going completely like drying up all of your income streams. That's one way of doing it. One way is to just go full feet, 2 feet in, which is pretty much how I started my business and have launched and run everything and made every change in my business. Which, you know, yes, my income has gone up and down when I've done that, but I've always made it work because I made it a non-negotiable to make it work, and I was willing to do that. So, you know, it's such a personal journey. There's no right way or wrong way of doing it. We all have like different like levels of lifestyle and dependability and income and tolerance for risk, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, but you get to decide like what is the way that's going to work for you to create that space for those new clients to come in, if that's something that you really want. And then this question is really gonna, you know, kickstart a whole process of questions around, well, what do you really want? Like, what is your ideal schedule? What types of programs and offers are ideal that you would love to be, you know, only doing in your business? And because maybe you don't want more one-on-one clients. Maybe you actually want to create more scalable group programs so that you could just have a couple more calls on your calendar and still have, you know, the ability to serve many more people without adding extra work and time onto your calendar. So this is such a powerful exercise to do it. And when you really get to that point of clarity and you're able to make that decision and you decide it and you lock it in and then you go all in on it, that's when the plan feels so good and you are genuinely tapped into excitement and you've really reduced any of those kind of like sneaky resistances that maybe you weren't fully aware of before. That's when magically the clients just flow in, right? Because you want it to be a good thing when people reach out to you and are like, hey, I'm ready to work with you. Like, where do I sign up? Let's get going. But if some of these pieces aren't in place, then your brain could be like, oh my God, now I have so much extra work to do. Or like, actually, this is stressful and I don't want to do this. And that's not the experience that we want to have in business. So by doing these things, you really are setting yourself up for success to be more magnetic and radiant and tap into that genuine excitement for welcoming people into your world when you do show up and talk about your offers and promote them. And that energy becomes so magnetic that it just brings the people to you. So, you know, if diving more into the specifics on some of these things is something that you know you're ready for support with and you're really excited to be making those tweaks, shifting up your offerings, really going all in on creating the business that works for you, that's fun for you, that's aligned with what you actually desire in your life and business. Freedom Club, my mastermind, is the place for creative entrepreneurs to do that. It's really set up to guide you to master that process of listening to your intuition, getting really clear on what that next level step is for you, the strategy that's the path of least resistance, that's built around your level of resources, what's fun for you, your skills, and doing the work that you are genuinely most excited to be doing for the people that you're genuinely most excited to be working with, charging the prices that make it really worthwhile for you and allow you to move to 6 figures and 5-figure months, and having so much fun while you're doing it. So I'm really, really, really excited about this offer. It's my favorite way to work with people. We get to work really closely. You get to get my feedback Monday to Friday through Voxer on all of those things, like your program name, like your scheduling, onboarding, your offer, who it's for, how you're sharing your story in a way that's attracting people into your inbox who are ready to buy, to really make doing your work and enrolling people into it a fun and smooth process that fits into a life that you enjoy all the time, that you're not hustling for, and that's making you more money than ever before while you're having more fun than ever before doing it. So you can send me a DM if this is speaking to you. I am opening the doors to enroll into Freedom Club now, and I'm super excited about it. So let me know what comes up for you around this conversation. Go and implement the things that I've shared with you today, and just notice how you feel when you start to take action on these things, as you start to shift and tap into that, you know, bringing all of the parts of you on board to feel genuine excitement for, you know, and readiness to enroll people into your offers.